is BMW's all-new X2. Following their consistent strategy for success, the even-numbered model represents the sleeker, more stylish version of the Odd, as the 4 Series Grand Coupe represents a sexy alternative to the 3 Series sedan. We've now got the low-slung, aggressive X2 that's likely to convince potential X1 buyers to move up the ranks. So what does the X2 like to drive, and is it worth the extra money over the X1? Well, that's what we're here to find out today. Special thanks to Bob Smith BMW in Calabasas, California for making this video possible. If you're interested in the X2, I've got a link in the description below to this exact car. Make sure to check it out. Exterior-wise, BMW absolutely knocked it out of the park with the looks of the X2. Cars graced with the M Sport package like this one get a more aggressive, more muscular looking front bumper. Looks a lot better than the standard one. They've also done something very unique with the kidney grills. You'll notice they look different than most BMWs, and that's because they've actually inverted the kidney grille, giving it a more angular, unique look compared to the X1 or the X3. Under the hood of the X2 lies a 2-liter twin-power turbo inline 4. Now, contrary to what twin-power turbo sounds like, there's actually only one turbo. It's BMW's trademark name for a technology that improves responsiveness as well as efficiency. Simply put, it really is just the combination of current injection technology, turbocharger technology, and BMW's Valvetronic variable valve control. Altogether, we've got a total of 228 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Come around to the side of the X2 and you'll notice more signature M Sport styling cues, like this frozen gray rocker panel on the side that looks quite nice. We've also got standard 19-inch upgraded wheels on the M Sport package cars, although this X2 has also been further upgraded to even better looking 20-inch wheels. I actually love the design of these things. We've also got gloss black trim around the window, and most importantly, the reintroduction of a BMW roundel on the C-pillar. We haven't seen this in a long time, and in fact, that puts the X2 in some legendary company, as the 3.0 CS and CSL also had C-pillar roundels. Come around back and the X2's athletic appearance continues. We've got this gorgeous split dual exhaust with 90mm tips. That's the same diameter as the BMW X5M, their most performance-oriented SUV that they make. And this is just the X2. We've also got a beautiful sloping roofline, a small angular rear window, really sharp full LED taillights, and one of my personal favorite things, in order to open the rear hatch, the BMW roundel actually goes inwards and it automatically opens up. Pretty awesome. The interior of the X2 is as nicely appointed as the exterior. It comes standard with a full Sensatec leatherette interior, which honestly feels nice to the touch and is quite durable, although for $1,450, you can upgrade to full Dakota leather. There are 4 trim options available for the interior appointments. We've got high gloss black, fine wood trim, brushed aluminum, and hexagonal aluminum for the interior. This X2 is equipped with the premium package that gives it a series of convenient options for $2,500. We've got a heated leather steering wheel in case it gets really cold. Of course, we have heated front seats as well. We also have navigation, real-time traffic, and a heads-up display. Let's go ahead and turn on the car and see what that heads-up display actually looks like, what options you have as far as graphics are concerned. On the heads-up display, we have a series of important information, such as your cruise control speed, navigation directions, as well as entertainment and telephone options, and warning lights in case all of a sudden there's an issue with your car. The infotainment screen spans 8.8 inches and is touch sensitive. You can also control it via this knob in the center console here. It's very easy to use. It features Idrive 6.0. The graphics are crystal clear, and really, you can get used to it pretty fast. BMW's iDrive systems in the past haven't been all that great, but they've done a good job with the 6.0 update. For a vehicle having such a swooping low-slung appearance, the amount of head and legroom in the X2 is honestly impressive. I'm 5'11", sitting behind somebody who's also 5'11". I've got easily 6-7 inches of legroom in front of my knees. I also have several inches of headroom. There's this beautiful panoramic sunroof in front of me. honestly a nice place to be in the back of the X2. You could absolutely do long road trips here. If you are 6'2", you could definitely sit behind somebody who's 6'2" as well. Regarding rear storage, when the seats are in the upright position like this, we've got 21.6 cubic feet of storage. However, when they're folded down, we get 50.1 cubic feet of storage. Now that is 8.7 cubic feet less than the X1, but honestly, it's worth the trade-off to have a much better looking vehicle. We've also got additional storage space if you actually lift up the carpeting in the back to reveal an additional compartment. I'd say it's time to take the X2 for a drive. Figured we'd start outside of the X2. I really like the new BMW key, especially the M Sport cars come with the little M logo there. Looks nice, cool shape. Go ahead and unlock the X2. Honestly, this is a good looking SUV. Hop inside here. Push to start, obviously. I really am impressed with the seating position of the X2. It feels so much more like driving a luxurious sedan than it does an SUV. I think that's a good thing. We'll go ahead and put it into sport mode. We'll mess with the paddles, manual mode, and go ahead and pull out. So what does the X2 actually like to drive? Well, like all BMWs, quite nice. Surprisingly, the X2 feels much more like a sedan than it does a small SUV. Part of the reason being is that it's low slung, and also it's only 3,600 pounds, which is closer in weight. It's actually almost identical in weight to a BMW 3 Series Xdrive. So it weighs the same as a sedan, and you've got more practicality because of the rear space. It looks good. It's a recipe for success, I'd say. The transmission is nice as well. We've got an 8-speed automatic Steptronic transmission, paddles mounted on the steering wheel that feel nice to the touch. Let's put it into sport and manual mode. Downshifts happen pretty much instantly. And the acceleration is not bad. You don't have very much of an exhaust note, but that's okay. It's a 4-cylinder. It's hard to make a turbocharged 4-cylinder sound that great, but it does have a good amount of low-end torque for getting onto freeway on-ramps, passing, or driving spiritedly. There's also optional M Sport suspension if you want a little firmer ride and less body roll, although I don't really think the X2 needs it. 0 to 60 happens in 6.3 seconds. Part of that is due to the low weight, the 8-speed automatic transmission, and the fact that this X2 is all-wheel drive. We've got two variants of the X2. We've got the S-Drive 28i, which is cheaper by $2,000. It's front-wheel drive. And then we have the X-Drive 28i version of the X2, what I'm driving right now. $2,000 more expensive, but it comes with all-wheel drive, and the 0 to 60 time is 0.3 of a second quicker. If you care about that, 6.3 versus 6.6 for the front-wheel drive variant. Honestly, for $2,000, it's worth getting the all-wheel drive. It's more practical. You can take it up to the snow, and because of the amount of space in here, honestly, you could fill it up with ski gear, do a weekend trip to Tahoe or Mammoth. Be a fantastic car for that. In terms of visibility, frontal visibility is great. The window is a little bit smaller than you're used to because it's so slanted, but you still have great visibility. Out the side, it's fantastic as well. In the rear, kind of like the Alfa Stelvio that I just drove, because of the slanted rear roof line, the rear window isn't all that big. Although, you've got pretty decent visibility back there. BMW always nails it with the suspension. The X2 rides so well over bumps, and when you flick it around a turn, it stays pretty planted. I think we'll take this thing on a back road, push it a little bit to explore the handling characteristics of the X2, because honestly, BMW, being that it's the ultimate driving machine, is all about driving pleasure, even if it's an X2, an X1, or a 2 Series. BMW has been killing it with the 2 Series. Ever since I drove the M235i, I was blown away by the platform. Now with the M2, honestly, I think it might be the best BMW they make currently, maybe the best BMW they've made in the last couple of years or so. Now we've got the X2. That's pretty much the only thing it has in common with the M2 is the number 2, but the styling and the way this thing drives is really awesome. Let's check out the cornering ability. Really planted through the turns. Brakes work nicely. I love this M Sport steering wheel. BMW, your steering wheels are awesome. Nice leather, the right diameter, the right thickness. The paddles are at 9 3. They feel good to click. It's just a good setup. Your positioning on the road is really good for an SUV. Just how you sit, your visibility of the ground in front of you. The hood kind of dips away right away so you can see the ground right in front of your feet. That way you can make sure you're placed on the road exactly where you want to be. Obviously, this isn't a sports car by any means. There's rumors that there's going to be an X2 M35i. That will be awesome if it comes out. We've pulled over to the side to explore some more of the interior features. My gosh, this is a beautiful day and a nice vehicle to do it in. We've got different driving modes. We've got Sport Mode, Comfort, and Eco Pro. Sport Mode obviously enhances throttle response. Eco Pro does the opposite. You get better fuel economy, but it's relatively boring. We've got parking sensors, hill descent control. There's even an option for wireless charging for your Android or iPhone X. If you place it in here, this vehicle doesn't have it. It can charge your phone. This BMW also comes equipped with 3 months free Wi-Fi, 3 gigabytes of data for those 3 months, and the same cannot be said, unfortunately, for Mercedes. It's kind of nice that they include that for free. That way you can test it out. If it's for you, get a subscription. If not, then whatever, you toss it. We've also got several ambient light options go into the menu here. We've got orange, bronze, white, green, blue. Ambient lighting is the interior feature of the future for all luxury cars. It's like you can't have a vehicle without it. The ambient lighting in the BMW 7 Series, ooh, it's fantastic. Unfortunately, we can't test it out. It's not at nighttime, but you do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ambient light colors. Well, I think it's time to switch it to the point of view camera and show you what it's like to drive the X2 from a first-person point of view. Let's roll. Definitely, you want to get the all-wheel drive version. I think if you got the front-wheel drive, you might be happy in the beginning, saving a bit of extra money, but even the grip just from a dry pavement, sporty driving standpoint, you're going to prefer having the X-Drive. And then, of course, inclement weather, rain, snow, ice, of course you're going to want the X-Drive. Look at these power gauges right here. Go ahead and floor it. Goes all the way up. Steering is really nicely weighted. They've done a fantastic job with the X2. I'm really impressed. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. Special thanks to Bob Smith BMW of Calabasas, California for making this video possible. I look forward to seeing you next video.